I want to be in that group.
I knew it was going to take the stairs out.
Is that the bathroom we use for the greenway? And look at the road.
Wow.
Hey,
How deep? Oh, I guess you put this one there. Good. How deep?
good.
I knew it was going to take the bottom of the stairs out. Last time, it got right here.
Oh, look
I don't know if it gets there or not. It got right here.
I heard you. Hold on.
Right here the last time.
Here's the stage.
Right here where I'm standing is where it got in 2018 was right here. I got on videotape.
Hold on, John.
Right here. You gonna record it and I'll tell you about it?
It's on record.
Well, you gotta get closer than that. I can't
Good.
do that.
He's really good at being surprised.
No. Got it? You Facebook Live or what?
No, I'm not Facebook Live.
All right, let me explain what's going on here, okay? In 1997, this river was flooded. We had the old amphitheater, the canopy, which is not here now, okay? But you got a new one. In 2018, all of this is underwater. And all this down here, these stairs right here were underwater in 2018. And so now, as you can see, we're down here along the top of the area, and this is the amphitheater. 3 days ago, you would have been able to walk right out in that. And that over there is the bathroom over here. That's the restroom underwater. The stairs right here go down into the AMPA, but you can't do that now, okay? So again, what we're looking at is a flood from 1997, but not all the way in 1997. This flood represents the 2018 flood of the area. And like I said, the water got up to this right here, the very first stairs in 2018. I've got it all on videotape. And what we're looking at, this is called Waterston Street. Back in the 1800s, a lot of factories and companies used to be through here. In this area used to be a sawmill years ago, many years ago. Over in that area used to be a factory over there. Over there used to be a manure place, a cow place that was owned by a farmer named Golf. And so all this area was mostly farmland back in the 1800s. So again, all this right here many years ago used to be a factory that was a wood factory called Steins years ago, and they called it Wilson's later on. And a lot of these places through here, back in the 1800s, you used to be able just to walk right down into the riverfront and cross the river. But here's a history about this river. There's tunnels under this bridge. There's tunnels under all this river of the Ohio. Why? Because it's the 1800s of the slavery back in the 1800s, Sissy.
Hang on.
Many years ago, this used to be a way for us to get into the city of New Albany, Indiana. They used the city for water, travel, food, medicine. And the Second Street Baptist Church over there, the church, which is over there, is the Second Street Baptist Church is where slavery was. Well, back after the 1937 flood, they decided to build this thing known as the flood wall. And then they built this flood wall later on in 1937, after the 1937 flood. Because out there, there's some poles out there that tell you how high the water got. It was almost 50 feet or more, 50 feet high on this area. But later on, they developed all this area, and they put all this area together, and they decided to call it the amphitheater because there was an Indian. His name was Ampa. The Indian, the chief Indian that lived in this area, his name was Chief Ampa. And that's how we got the name the amphitheater, because of that. So the history of New Albany is how life was back then. So all this used to be businesses and factories and everything. The shirt, one of the old shirt factories, the cow manure place, the golf that used to be over there. Things just kind of changed. So again, repeating what I was saying, in 1997, this was all underwater, and the water was all the way up to about the second stairs, third stairs here. Then after that, later on, in 2018, the water came up and it came right here. So the question is, we're going to crest tomorrow. Is all this water going to be here? Don't know. Thank you all for the history of New Albany.